What is going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadskii, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video. And in today's video, we are doing, yet again, another one of these Sugo-Fest roadmap videos. Now, I typically like to do these after we complete a very big celebration to give you guys a little bit of insight as to what are the upcoming banners and what are the ones that you really should be saving your rainbow gems for. So, I previously made one of these videos after the V2 Katakuri and Snake Man Sugo-Fest, and basically went along a basic timeline of what I was presuming was going to be coming out, and it actually fell through pretty much how I expected it to be, with the carrot coming out in between V2 Katakuri and Sanji and Judge, and then Sanji and Judge came out for the French anniversary, and then soon after that we would get Legend Cracker, which is exactly how it's all played out so far. And then at that point, the character that we should get after Legend Cracker should be the new dual legend with Bartolomeo and Cavendish. So, as I said, we are getting Cracker right now. He should be coming within the next couple of days in the Treasure Map Sugo-Fest on Global. I've already made a couple of videos talking about Legend Cracker in the past. I think Legend Cracker is probably one of the best subs in the game, definitely top 3 best subunits in the game. He just provides so goddamn much. Ore manipulation, color affinity, chain boost. He's so useful to have. And especially with the new debuting legend on Japan, Douglas Bullet, this is honestly Douglas Bullet's best subunit, because color affinity always works with Douglas Bullet because he's always super effective against any color, and also because he is, obviously super effective against any color, and with his special ability, you want to make sure that he's attacking last on your team. And the fact that he is a chain booster, the biggest chain booster in the game, mind you, he just provides everything that Douglas Bullet would need for him to do lots and lots of damage. So, if you get Cracker now, not only is he going to be working well with a lot of other legends in the game, but he's going to be kind of future-proofing yourself just for future content, which is really, really good to see. So Legend Cracker is coming out here, though it is quite disappointing to see the type of Sugo-Fest that he's coming out on. They really have screwed it up for Global. I'm really not a big fan of the Sugo-Fest structure. Yes, I will still be doing pulls on that Sugo-Fest, but I'm not doing nowhere near as many pulls as what I would typically be doing for a debuting legend as good as this. I'm not doing as many pulls as I was really expecting to be doing on this brand new Sugo-Fest, but I just wanted to put it out there. Legend Cracker is coming out on, I believe, the 12th PST time, so look out for that. It's going to be very, very cool. So then, as I said, after Cracker, by technicality, if we go by the release schedule, this guy should be coming out. Now, if you actually look at the release schedule in Japan, we should have actually had this guy before Sanji and Judge. They've had to really shuffle things around because of the release dates of our anniversary periods and stuff like that. So yes, we are getting Bartolomeo and Cavendish. It should be Bartolomeo and Cavendish after Sanji and Judge and the Legend Cracker. But this guy's really cool because his whole batch is basically centered towards Driven teams. And it's really nice because Driven really haven't had any direct support literally since V2 Doflamingo, which was released over a year ago, which is kind of crazy to think, right? But this is actually kind of cool because not only does this come out, but it should also release Limited Rare Recruit Pudding as well, and she is just a god tier sub for Driven teams. But this guy, he's actually one of the best legends in the game, hands down. He's one of the best legends in the game. Myself personally, I'm not a really big fan of Bartolomeo and Cavendish as characters in just the One Piece series. I don't really care about them that much, but you can't take away from the fact that what they do is just insane. Being a 4.25 Driven captain, they have damage reduction, they make orbs beneficial for your team, and they have one of the best swap effects in the entire game. When you activate the swap between Barto and Cavendish, amplifies the effects of himself by 1.5 times for one turn, and reduces damage received by 25% for one turn for your whole team, which is great, and recovers 5% of your crew's max HP and give themselves a matching orb. You get all of those effects when you just do the switch between the characters. And the great thing about it is as a sub, this works so well. You can just switch, you get damage reduction, you get healing every single turn. This unit is fantastic, as well as their special ability providing really good tankiness as well. They provide damage threshold for your team, and they're a 2.25 times Driven attack booster. This unit's pretty freaking crazy, dude. This unit is very, very good. Now, as I said as well, this brand new pudding should be arriving around about the same time as Barto and Cavendish. She's just amazing support unit for driven teams, because with her special ability, she reduces special bind by 5 turns. Now, there only are 2 other characters that are really good driven characters that can remove special bind. Number 1 is Summer Perona. She only removes it by 2 turns. And then you've got Montdor from the Katakuri batch, who is still pretty usable still, but literally, like, his other effect for color affinity only works when your captain is Strength or Psi, which with Barto and Cavendish or V2 Doflamingo, you'll never achieve that. You could still achieve it with Treasure Map Cavendish if you use him as a captain, but more often than not, you want to be using V2 Dofi or Barto and Cavendish as your driven captain. But this unit is 5 turns of special bind reduction, also reducing by 5 turns as a sailor ability as well, and then also reduces enemies' percent damage reduction and resilience by 5 turns, which is very good. Changes block and badly matching into G orbs, and if there are 6 driven characters on your crew, when the special is activated, changes strength, dex, quick, psi, and int orbs into matching and recovers 5,000 HP at the end of the turn for 3 turns. So many different effects that you get there. This unit is amazing. If you get Barto and Cavendish, I would probably suggest to try and pick up this character as well. She probably is up there with some of the best limited rare recruits in the game, up there with limited rare recruit Bonnie, limited rare recruit Toadskii, characters like that. She's just an amazing character to have. And I'm also over on the One Piece Treasure Cruise subreddit right now, where I've actually gone ahead and had a look at the original post for the Barto and Cavendish Sugo-Fest. Now, with this Sugo-Fest, it was a lot different from what we're probably going to be expecting on Global. The only legends that you could pull are Driven Fighter and Powerhouse, so it restricts the amount of legends that you can pull, and I really hope that Global, adopts this structure sometime in the future. As we know, when you do lots of Sugo-Fest pulls, with the amount of characters a lot of people are getting these days, and with the amount of red posters that they do give out to people, more often than not, you are going to be pulling a lot of dupes, especially older characters. Now, if they're able to restrict that as much as possible, that does help out significantly. And it also means that characters that are available in the pool have a much higher rate to pull, of course. Now, when you have a look at this, Barto and Cavendish, 0.23% chance. Now, if you look at it at a percentage, obviously that's extremely low, but if you compare it to some of the more recent releases on Global, like part 1 of the Sanji and Judge Sugo-Fest, they were 0.22, I believe, which is what we should be expecting for debuting legends. And then obviously on part 2 and 3, it was kind of more screwed up, where there were only like a 0.1 something. It was really, really low. But you guys are gonna be seeing this video. A common trend is the debuting legend on JP has a crazy rate, which is just, I would love to see rates like this on Global. Though there are things on Global that, that they get that JP doesn't get. Global typically gets more discounted multi-pulls. Global have typically given all gold on every single Sugo-Fest, whereas JP, a lot of the time, they have silvers on their banners. But from more recent stuff on Japan, we've actually seen that they are switching to the all gold system, which is honestly what they should have been doing from the get-go. If you're spending 5 gems on a Sugo-Fest for it to be a silver, that really shouldn't be happening. I mean, unlimited rare recruit banners, it is what it is, but I'm just putting it out there. I do feel that is kind of annoying that that they have such a high rate for their brand new legend, which is what a lot of people should be pulling for. And the structure, it is what it is. But anyways, talking about the next character that should be releasing after Barto and Cavendish, right? If you look at this list here, we have a lot of these legends here. We've got Carrot, V2 Katakuri, Barto Cavendish is the one we're expecting after Cracker. Jack we already own. We have Dex Sabo already on Global. Sanji and Judge we have. Cracker we have. And then we have Dracula Mihawk and also Zoro. So the V2 Mihawk, V2 Zoro batch, a lot of people have been saying that this is the batch they want to be pulling on. I completely understand why. Mihawk and Zoro are freaking amazing characters in One Piece. We all know how cool they are, right? But is it the smartest thing to pull on this Sugo-Fest? I would say no, considering the amount of really cool stuff that we should be expecting on Global very, very soon. I would say definitely stay away from these Sugo-Fest that I've already talked about in this video today. Mihawk, honestly, I think Mihawk is a better character compared to Zoro. Zoro is a much better sub, in my personal opinion. Mihawk as a captain is crazy good. He's basically V2 Sanji, but for slashes, which is really, really awesome. He has an orb boosting special ability. He does a HP cut as well. Very, very cool character. And if we move over to Zoro, Zoro, he's a decent captain still, but he does rely on your crew getting Dex and Int orbs for your massive attack boost, which relying on like 2 very specific colored orbs for your massive attack boost is kind of lame in my opinion. Though his special ability is kind of crazy, lots of AoE damage, he gets beneficial orbs as well, and he is the attack booster for your slashes that you would really, really love to have. So if we go ahead and look over at the Mihawk and Zoro Sugo-Fest, this one, once again, limits slashers, shooters, and driven characters, restricting the pool, meaning you're able to get the characters that you want a little bit easier. And then I believe if I scroll down the bottom here as well, someone posted it here, Fate of Muffins did post the rate for these characters here. So for each of them, 0.125% for Zoro and 0.125 for Mihawk, and then every other legend was 0.09. Like, the discrepancy between that is actually kind of crazy, because it means it's a, what, 0.25% chance to get one of the new legends, and this was only for part 1. For part 2 and part 3, you know, either one of them was boosted on each part. Like, part 2 was Zoro boosted, part 3 was Mihawk boosted, or vice versa, so it would have been a much higher rate to get those specific characters on those days. So, you know, it is what it is. I really hope the Global do get slightly better rates, because with the most recent Sugo-Fest with Carrot, V2 Katakuri, and we're hoping that at least Legend Cracker has a good rate on his debut Sugo-Fest, but we'll have to wait and see about that one. So after the slashes come out with Zoro and Mihawk, they're really cool, but I would strongly suggest staying away from these Sugo-Fests. What comes next? Now, I don't really know the release structure of what they're going to be going on past this period here, because with the last couple of years of Treasure Cruise, around the period of November and December is when we get movie-related content. I believe 2 years ago, we got a lot of the movie raids coming back, which was really cool, and then last year, in early December, we got the Guild Tesoro Sugo-Fest, if you guys remember that. So I do think that perhaps sometime in November or December, there is a very, very good chance that we might get Douglas Bullet. That is like grasping at straws, but I don't know. But I think that it could potentially happen, or they might want to save it to maybe in January. I don't know how they're going to be doing it, but remember, this was a 2x Legend Rate Sugo-Fest with his debut, along with all of the Stampede-related events, which was really, really cool on JP, and it's still ongoing right now. I think it's a really, really cool event. I really hope Global gets it, because this unit is just insane. He is easily a tier 0 legend in my personal opinion. Well, in terms of his captain ability, his captain ability is one of the best in the game. His special ability is good, but I mean, it is easily stopped with the normal attacks only debuff, as well as other barriers can really hinder his usability with his special, but it's still a 20% health cut that goes through barriers, which is always going to be pretty cool to have. But yeah, as I said, the captain ability is the main draw to the character. But if you go by Japan's release scheduling, the character that comes out after Zoro and Mihawk is actually Luffy Law. So this could potentially be coming out around November, December-ish. As I said, we don't know the release structure, and a lot of people on Discord have been discussing this over the past couple of days. With so many 2x Legend Rate Sugo-Fest that Japan has been releasing, it's hard to say when they're going to be coming out to Global, man. Because if a Legend comes out and it's on a debuting Legend Sugo-Fest with a 2x Legend Rate, when that comes to Global, it also has to be a 2x Legend Rate. And I don't know how they're going to stack so many so close together, depending on what the Anniversary Legend's going to be. Because at this point, it's hard to say what the Anniversary Legend's going to be. Some people still say it's going to be Luffy and Law. I do not think they're going to wait that long to introduce Luffy and Law into the game. I just don't see it happening. I mean, if they could prove me wrong, but I just don't see it happening. So, you know, Luffy and Law also came across with Big Mom V2 as well, with her dual unit with Zeus and Prometheus. I think that both of these legends are fantastic. Luffy and Law, objectively, probably is the best legend in the game still, but he's definitely rivaled by some of the more recent characters that have come out on One Piece Treasure Cruise Japan. I know a lot of people are fan favorites of this character, being a Rainbow Captain, up to 4.5 attack, 2.5 times orb boost, beneficial orbs, just everything you really could want, he is able to do, which is pretty cool. Big Mom, on the other hand, a lot of people kind of don't care about her too much. She is really good still, very unique special ability. Captain is still reasonably usable as well, can do some really cool gimmicks with V2 Katakuri as a sub as well, which is interesting, works well with Cracker as a sub as well. There's lots of cool things that you can do with Big Mom V2, and even as a sub, she's going to be fantastic to have. So, you know, Luffy and Law and Big Mom, it's going to be hard to say when they're going to be coming out, but whenever they come out, that's probably the Sugo-Fest that I would suggest you guys to be pulling on next. But even at the same token as well, literally after Luffy and Law and Big Mom came out, like a week or two later, they debuted another legend on a 2x Legend Rate Sugo-Fest, which was Sabo and Koala. Now, Sabo and Koala, in my personal opinion, like if just looking at my account personally, I would prefer to have Sabo and Koala over Luffy and Law. I think that Sabo and Koala look like so much fun. Cerebral and Free Spirit captains, which is awesome because Cerebral and Free Spirit are like one of the, they're like the best classes in the game, or up there with the best classes in the game. They have a great switch effect as well, providing color affinity. Their special ability provides a very, very unique ability to remove negative and positive orb enabling buffs, which is super duper cool, as well as being their crew's own type booster as well, man. Like, this unit is just everything you could want. This unit is awesome, and I really hope that when this unit comes out, I'm able to get them because they are just so strong. They are so strong. But, you know, a lot of people would probably say Luffy and Law is better. And also, at the same token as well, Sabo and Koala's batch is kind of bad. They had Lindbergh, who was an orb booster. That's legitimately all he did was boost orbs. You had Karasu, who was actually a very, very good utility-based character, easily the best of the batch. And then you had Bello Betty, whose artwork looks good, but unfortunately, she's not a very good character overall. And then you had Coliseum Morley, who Coliseum Morley was better than every single other batch unit in that batch, which is kind of crazy. And then you had Sabo Koala, of course, being the unit that they are. And then, I mean, Luffy and Law, their batch was okay as well. I think a lot of people kind of just, you know, brush aside this batch at this point because the units, they are pretty cool. They're all dual units, but they don't really do much, you know. A lot of people kind of, you know, disregard them at this point. But, I mean, that's what we have to look forward to. So the next big Sugo-Fest that should be a double Legend Rate Sugo-Fest should either be Luffy and Law and Big Mom. It should be Douglas Bullet or Sabo and Koala. Those are the three that we're looking forward to. Obviously, when the news drops, I'll be making sure to update you guys in videos to let you guys know what's going on. But those are the next big Sugo-Fest characters that you guys should be aiming to be pulling on in One Piece Treasure Cruise Global. But that is going to conclude this video, guys. I really hope you guys did enjoy this video today. And if you guys did enjoy it, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. But on that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.